The Natalie Fort Show is sponsored by MTN, supported by Wella Dazzle.
It's another wonderful evening here on GHOne Television. Tonight's episode of The Natalie Fort Show is brought to you by MTN, supported by Movenpick Ambassador Hotel and Wella Dazzles. Here on the show, we always promise you of conversations that matter, and that's exactly what we're bringing you tonight. Now, if you've heard of Cocktail Laboratory, you might have heard of Kojo Kuwornu, the CEO. Now, Michael's story of rising through the ranks of the corporate ladder from a corporate compound cleaner of a hotel to later starting his own enterprise is very inspiring. But it's even more inspiring when coupled with his rather complex childhood, which he describes as his life's journey. Michael, you're welcome to tonight's episode of The Natalie.
Thank you.
It's so good to have you.
It's quite amazing to be here.
And your outfit is the first thing I should talk about because it's like a doctor at the same time. Well, I know you're a mixologist.
Yeah.
What inspires it?
So people call me as a disappointed doctor.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, but based on that, so we're trying to do a PhD to get a doctor certified. And for me, it's all about branding.
Yeah.
Cool. So the whole idea was to do something very different. I think during childhood, I used to watch a lot of like Dexter's Laboratory. It was a cartoon.
You did?
I did. I loved it. You know. So the whole idea was, what can we do differently to be able to
stand out?
You know. I tell you a joke. One time I went to a party, and then the bouncer didn't know who I was. Okay. So once I got to the gate, he said, "Excuse me, you can't enter. Like you have to bring your invitation and everything." And I didn't say a word. I just went into my car, put on my laptop, and I was like, "Oh, dog, Baba." Yeah,
he just knew you from the code. That's a good one.
You know, so it's not about brand. It's not about making you stand out, something different. You know,
not being ordinary.
Yeah, of course, and I also it fits into the brand too, like Cocktail Laboratory, and in the lab they wear lab coats.
It's exciting.
Yeah,
it's very
pretty
exciting
much.
thing.
Yeah,
nice, innovative. So currently, as we sit here, what's Michael's life looking like?
Carrie likes to sit here. I have this little baby called Cocktail Laboratory, which is 2 years old.
Oh, it's two? It's only two?
It's only two. Yeah. This will be our third year, which we are still nurturing. So I do training development for restaurants, hotels. I also do like mostly on events, so parties, weddings, funeral. Like the party never stops with us. So
really? Are you an energetic person yourself?
Energy is 101.
101?
Yeah.
What makes you so energetic?
I don't know. I think life is it's fun. Like everything in life is fun.
You've always been that way?
No, not really. I think I discovered myself about 6 years ago. Once I hit 30, I was like, you
woke up and you figured out who you were?
It's not really deep like that. Like it's fun. It's a journey.
How were you before?
I think before I was very shy. I was very very close based on like growing up. So like low self-esteem, you know, So it's a low self-esteem, like getting to know who you are. Like you don't really like understand who you are, you know, till when just boom and then
You just had
I don't know, but I just
you just had that.
I just had some adrenaline.
At 30.
Yeah, at 30.
Okay,
so
at
I think
At 30, so you're about 36.
36.
36 now.
Yeah.
Yes. What was life like as a kid?
Well, I think it's coupled with like staying with aunties, with daddy, you know. I always say it's a journey, you know, because there's a lot of things that you ask why, like how did it happen, like why did it happen? Like I tell you one of them was that at a point in life we were left in a foster home with orphans. And we're there for some, I think like 3-4 years.
3 to 4 years you stayed in a foster home with your siblings?
With my kid brother. You know, and until we had to go through a court process for my late mom to come and take us out, you know. But it's fun because it's a place that I go most of the time to spend my time with. Recently, I was in Germany, and then one of my friends said, "Oh, he wants to do a donation to some foster home." I'm like, "Oh, cool." I sent her money, only for her to like tell me that, "Oh, it's this." Like, Jesus Christ, that's where I spent like 4 years there.
Life.
So
how old were you when you spent that time?
I think we're like 10 years. So like between 10 to like 14.
Before that you lived with your parents?
Yes, no, I live with my dad.
With your dad?
Yeah.
And then you lived with your aunt and grandmother?
Yes, so I live with auntie, I live with granddaddies. It's a whole like complex. So here there's small, here there's small, here there's small, What
contributed to that?
I don't know. Unless probably maybe one day we bring my father here to answer that question. But I don't know. I think it's something with life. You know, I think I always tell people that life is a process, and the process you go through make you or unmake you. So it's up to you to choose that. The things that you can't query, because you not even get answers to, like somebody someone close to you dies. You can only ask God. But that's it, you know. So I personally don't really find out what happened or this happened.
You don't question things much.
No, I look at, okay, can I change this? No. Can I change this? Yes. So why worry? Can I change it? No. So why worry? You move on. Because that's life. Because the moment you begin to ask questions, you can never find answers. Like, look at today. Look at the submarine thing. They are there.
True.
Yes. Everybody's asking questions. A billionaire under there with all the money, but it's no more. What can you do? You can ask 1,000 questions. You can bring mystery what, but it's impossible for you to actually get what actually happened. So I don't query a lot of things. You think it's a waste
of time?
I think it's a waste of time to worry and to ask questions.
But do you properly address things? Do you feel like you properly heal from things?
I think healing is
Or you just
mental.
deal with it by not going too deep?
Healing is mental. Healing is mental. You choose to heal. In the sense that whatever happens to you is two questions. Can you change it? Yes. Why worry? Can you change it? No. Why worry? Now, once you understand that thing about life, you see things very differently, and that's how I see things. You know, and it's crazy. You know, and that is the beauty of life. Because sometimes, when you ask a lot of questions, I tell you a story. One of the people that are very close to me in the cocktail in the industry, in the hospitality industry, like the work I do, the event industry. A very good friend. Like I do stuff for her. Like we're cool. Even when I'm traveling, I'm coming back, I have to buy her something and stuff like that. One day she took my invoice, took the money and gave the job to somebody else, and paid the person lesser. You know what that is?
Yeah.
That's breaking. And before that thing happened, I was even actually bidding a contract for her.
For her.
Yes.
So you felt betrayed?
Yeah, but that is life. What can you do? I shouldn't let this thing weigh me down. Because of that, I will not, let's say, be good to somebody else. No way. It's her. Once that chapter is closed, it's closed. I move on to, okay, so what can I make it better? How can life become better? And that is me. That's why I always say that my life is a journey from the foster home to stay with an auntie to a grandma to wherever. It's an amazing journey. I
think that's a beautiful perspective.
Yeah.
With that being said, what did you pick up at the foster home and in these different experiences of your life that you feel crafted you into
When I look
Michael?
at the foster home experience, I think everybody there is there for a reason. And not everybody there is there because they lost their parents. I think most of the time because one part of the parents is either irresponsible or want to be responsible, you know, and that never underestimate wherever you are. Because there's a saying that says that the charcoal sellers son or daughter one day wear a white cloth, even though they sell charcoal. You understand? Yes. So wherever you are, you just need to understand that it's a journey. You need to enjoy it. You need to just follow the process, you know, and that's it. That's it. You know, and it's been fun. And I tell you the truth, I've not seen anybody that I stayed in the foster home there after I left.
You've never?
Never.
Was the foster home in Ghana?
Yes, in Ghana. It's
Where?
in Fafraha.
Fafraha.
Christchurch foster home. So even my godmother's 50th birthday, 40th birthday, we actually went there to do a donation there and everything. Yeah, because they are part of me. You know, we went there, we paid for their medical, their ECG bills, the whole, whatever the ECG, we paid all of that. I go there, you know, spend time. Yeah. So for me, it's a journey. It's fun. You know, it's fun. But don't ever underestimate the journey that you are going through. You know, it's you. You choose.
So don't underestimate the journey and don't over-question the journey.
Don't over-question the journey, because
just choose.
If you can change it, you could have changed
eventually.
it. If you couldn't change it, you don't cry over spoiled egg or over spoiled milk.
Yeah.
There's nothing. It's a waste of time. You know, you end up. So I read a book that says something. It says that when you are anxious, it means that you are expecting so much, so it doesn't happen to you.
So keep your expectations low.
Yeah, just for me, it's every day and what you need to go through as a day. Yeah, and that's the only way for you to be calm in life. But it doesn't mean that I don't. Sometimes it hits me, you know. Like for me, anytime there's Mother's Day, I remember my late mother.
Did you have a good relationship with her?
My mom, yes, my mom was my She was like my body.
Oh.
I always say that my mom has been an amazing instrument, you know.
What led to her passing?
So my mom had stroke twice, and the third one she couldn't stand it, and she has to go. Yeah, but she's been like, she, you know, my mom was alive. Yeah, like if you don't go to church on Sunday,
it's a problem.
You don't eat at home, man.
Really?
Yeah, it was crazy. Like so, I always say that she's one of the person that helped to mold us to become better. And listen, I told you, like she was ever probably one at that time. You know, yeah. And I always say that I'm sure if they are like human angels, she's always there like, Kojo.
She's watching over you.
Yeah.
That's
I just believe that. Yeah.
You were closer to her than your dad, I
Yes,
guess. Yeah.
very, very close to my dad. Yeah.
And your dad.
Yeah.
How do you deal with disappointment?
I still go back to my same formula. Life is a formula. Can I change it? Yes. Can I change it? No. Boom, I move on. Why? Because sometimes I don't want to overthink things. Even my first heartbreak, it's the same thing. Like, yeah, like 3 days, like, then I'm like, no, snap, come on. Yeah, the beautiful journey ahead of you. You have to move, and that's it. You know, it's not as easy as I say it, but it's a mindset. Everything is a mind. You have to choose, you know. And I've read a lot of books on mind, like Joyce Meyer, The Battle Begins in the Mind, like all these books and stuff like that. And it all talks about your mind. Like, if you know how powerful your mind is. Oh,
you wouldn't allow it to just be tossed by
one of my
every
favorite
thought.
movies is Lucy.
Yeah, I haven't watched Lucy.
You should watch that. And then now I see you. Now you see me one and two. Like this is a movie that speaks to your mind. It tells you like there's a part of your brain, like it's amazing, you know. And everything's your mind.
And everything
like,
boils down to your mind. So you have the power to choose.
You have the power to choose to say I'm disappointed. You have the power to choose to say I'm hurt. You know, like
that's powerful.
It's you. You need to say yes. Because just like communication, you know, there's always an encoding. There's always somebody speaking. There's you decoding. You know, so what are you decoding? Like, I am in a level where even negative, I see that I want to see some positive in it. Okay, she disappointed me. Yes, but what if
she wasn't meant to be?
Something was might happen to me on my way going. One time I lost a wallet with 8,000 CDs, and I sat down and I was like, "Jeez, this money." Then I'm like, "Oh, maybe someone needs that money more than me."
And you're
I'm done.
Yeah.
Maybe yes.
I guess it's a powerful perspective. I must say, it's a very powerful perspective. At 30, you had that light bulb moment where you recognized who you were. Yeah. What was that process like? I
don't know what happened. I would always tell people, I don't know what happened. But at a point, I just feel like, this is not the old you. Like this is not. But remember that even through that time, there was a process, you know. So you begin to see things differently. You know, you begin to understand things like differently. You begin to like open your mind up to things very differently. But when I hit 30, I don't know, but everything like wine, and I begin to see things like very different, you know, which was good for me, you know, because I feel like it's one of the things that actually helped to shape me. Yeah, you know, and also like I think also what I devoted time to do. To remember, there's this. I like this thing about Mensa Waterbill, that it said that if you say you have to do something today, you have to do it no matter what happens.
Let's get it.
Like if I say I'm going to call you, I'll call you even if it's 11:59 p.m. I'll call you because I said I'm going to call you, and that's me. So most of my friends know me for that, you know, and that's it. So I don't know how it happened. I don't know, but I just feel like, whoa, like this is an amazing journey, and
you appreciate it.
And appreciate it. Yeah.
You worked as a compound cleaner at which hotel?
Kufuor Hotel, as they call it.
Hotel.
African Region Hotel.
African Region.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about a hotel named Kufuor Hotel.
That was the name before.
African
you know,
Region. Yes.
You know, and one time I met Chief Kufuor, amazing guy, very amazing guy.
Okay.
I met him at because he's you know I always say Chief is a personality. You know, even whilst I was there, it's like because I am the owner of the place, so when he sees you, like, you know how some owners behave.
He scoffs at you or looks down.
But he, anytime he sees you, like, hey, what's up? How is it going? Like, you know, and every time he's coming, I was sweeping the compound, and then he sees, hey, what's up? How are you doing? Hey, how are you?
He actually greets
you. You know, like that kind of thing, you know. So one time I was doing an event at the Flagstaff House, and he came. And like, oh wow! So from the compound to the palace, you know, yeah. But it's an amazing journey. So from a compound cleaner to house persons.
At what stage of your life were you? How old were you?
I think I was around 20, in my 20s.
This was your first job?
My first job was a compound cleaner. Yeah.
Were you hoping to get a different job when you were getting into the workplace?
I think right after SS, the adrenaline was the Mr. Yimano Mensa, one fantastic guy. And then he told me, like, Kojo, there is a new hotel coming up. It's called Wooden Hotel. I'm like, okay, cool. They're like, they want people, like, there's a job there, but compound cleaner. I'm like, well, I'll do it. I didn't even say twice because for me, I wouldn't.
You didn't think twice about being a compound cleaner?
I want to try and fail them, not to say no.
What were your qualifications?
SS.
Okay.
SS. So I'm like, yeah, I got to the place and then I met Madam Acha. Amazing person.
Okay.
So, and I just like, oh, okay, so it's, yeah, like, I want to, okay, can you do it? Like, yeah, I can do it. And then they gave me like a shorts and a t-shirt. I'm like, I think this is cool.
You enjoyed it?
With a side pack. So what we do is that, what we do is that me and one of my very close friends, Frank Dancer, now he's in the US. And then when we take our salary, we buy like sneakers. So you have like a bunch of like sneakers. So like every day we change it. With like every day's a new collection. We just wear it because we said that, oh, you are coming with this sneakers to come and eat. We are here to put the compound with it. And that was the energy that we had at that time. And from a compound cleaner, I became a room attendant, like house person.
Yes. So
I was sweeping so now I moved from the compound to the inside, clean the hall, mob the restaurant, things like that. And then from there, I became a laundry guy. From a laundry guy, I became a room attendant. So room attendant, then one time, Mr. Loco, he said, oh, I said, I want to be a waiter. He said, can you be a waiter? You don't have anything about quality. I'm like, yeah, but I can be a waiter. He's like, okay, can you set a table for 4 people? Like, yes. Why? Because anytime I go to clean the restaurant, I see what they do.
You watch.
I watch. Small knife, big knife, this. And I'd be like, oh, okay, then you can start. So then right from there, I moved to become a waiter. From a waiter, then I got a promotion to become a shift leader. Okay. Then Moving Pick came. So we actually part of the people who opened Moving Pick up.
Oh, wow, beautiful. And we're having this conversation here at Moving Pick. That's nice.
Started recruiting, and then I dropped my letter. I was actually forced to come to Moving Pick.
Really?
By a guy called Imano Tenge. He works now at Akayat Hotel in Boga. Okay. He said, if you don't drop the letter, don't come to work the next day.
Wow.
Yeah, so out of respect and annoyed.
Yeah.
Wooden Hotel was cool for me. I was making money.
So you'd have been fine.
Yeah,
there.
like no, there are a lot of tips. Like you always get tips. No, I tell you, you always get tips.
Okay.
You have to meet somebody, and like you serve them very well, and they give give a lot of money. I remember sometimes on Sundays, so that on Sundays I don't change myself. Do you know why? Because when the money cannot fit in my pocket, I have to put it in my singlet. And if you go to the changing room to change yourself, if you take your dress off, it will fall. And then when they come, oh, child, man, cry, So
you didn't
I'll not change myself. Let's take the
you
dress.
kept in your pocket and in your vest.
Wow. And then he forced me to come to Moving Pig, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. So I dropped my letter on Wednesday. I was called on Friday to come for interview. Yeah. And you were selected? And I was selected. I went to like 4 trainings and everything. And when I got here, as a waiter, they said, after 2, said, no, we want you to be a bartender. Really?
What do you think contributed to that? Did you express any interest in
I don't know. I didn't express anything.
No.
There was a guy called Darren Sam. He owns a bar called Old School Bar in London. He came, he was like the consultant for them at that time. Yeah. And then they took like about 10, 15 boys and girls. They said, oh, they want to build like a whole bar team and everything. And I was part of it. And this is a guy who I didn't know about drinks. Yeah. I didn't know about nothing. All I know is food. Then they bring me back to drinks. No, I didn't know about drinks at all.
And that's why I think you say like life is in some way preordained. Yeah. Because these actions and steps just happen, and they led you into what your purpose.
It just happened, Yeah. So most of the times because almost everybody that was part of the team had like a knowledge or background on drinks. Yeah. But I had zero. So I don't walk their walk. I don't talk their talk, because whilst they are okay, I'm learning. Yeah. And I think after 8 weeks, I was like the second best bartender. I'm like, oh, amazing. So then let's do this, And then from the bartender, I became like a supervisor. Okay, from a supervisor, then I left to Nick Hotel to be a bartender for Nick Hotel. Then I left Nick Hotel, and then I went to La Piazza. Okay, which is Pinocchio. Yes. So I opened La Piazza too, because I knew the owner of La Piazza, because John Paul Figali and then the brother John Louis. So it was an amazing journey. Then when I was in La Piazza, John Paul told me, listen, I want to start a company called Bring Syrups to Ghana. Can you help me? Like, oh yeah, why not? Let's do it. I tell you the truth, I didn't know anything about syrups. I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
But you said let's.
Yeah. So, you know, so I think they chose like 4 guys. We did the interview at that time with the African manager called Adib Masood.
Do you remember everyone's name?
Yes, of course.
It's
No,
wonderful.
so I think that once I meet you, when whether it's good or bad, I still remember your name,
Yeah.
so that I know how to treat you in future.
In future.
by the way, you know. So then Adib was like, oh, I think you're good, and then Adib said I should make him a cocktail, and I made my cocktail with, and like, oh, I like this drink. Okay, I think we'll choose you, and then I started working with the Mesco as the morning brand manager in Ghana, you know. So it was fun, you know. Then I was doing morning. Before then, morning used to sell like 300 bottles a month for the past 4 years with the former distributor. When I joined the company in like 8 years, we're doing around 10,000 bottles a month. It's huge.
That's
I know,
big.
I know, you know. And then right from that, we enjoying. Then I don't know whether from China or from America, there came COVID. You know, but
America, we all know where it came from.
You know, but all this while,
yeah.
I had my business plan already, but I don't know when to start it. I didn't know when to start it. You know, I told my friend that one day I have my own bar.
But you just
you
had it in place.
In there, I even had it registered. You
Okay.
know, yeah, I had everything down registered. Like,
what were you waiting for?
I don't know. I don't know. You know, I feel like John Paul has been a very good guy, very good person to me. Okay. You know, so for me, I don't destroy what I create. That's me. You know, even now, I don't work with a company in Mexico again, but I'm consulting for them. Yeah. Like, that's how deep it is. Like, that's the relationship I have with him. Yeah. And I don't like bad mouth. I don't like bad blood. Yeah. Because it's a journey. So you don't know what will happen. You don't know when, like church roll. Yeah. You have to pick somebody on the road. You don't know who you might pick on the road. And I don't want to pick anybody that I have a bad blood with. Yeah. So for me, I rather stay like very open, very cool, you know. And then we started morning syrups. It's an amazing. COVID happened. Right after COVID, one day I had a call from one of my very good, she was actually a mentor to me, Mama Afakoma. She was the former operations manager for Holiday Inn. That there was this Mrs. Backman wanted to do an event, you know, and I always thought, I remember Mrs. Backman, she said, but I'm like, thank you so much, you know, because when Mrs. Backman spoke to me, like, oh, I'm like, this is not what I would charge her. She's like, oh, it's fine. And I knew how much everybody else was charged on the market. Yeah. So we're like,
was yours higher or lower?
Too high.
Too high? Why did you price it so high?
I don't know.
You don't know? But you knew what they were charging on the market.
I know people were charging, and I just said it. And she's like, oh, it's fine. So I'm like, is there a market for me that I don't know about? Because I have everybody's price list. I have like every vendor in that industry, I know how much they charging. And I'm like, wow. I got to the event. It was really fun for 20 people, and imagine COVID with that kind of money. It was so fun. And then I got more fascination. I met this Nigerian guy who came to the event, and God bless Mrs. Backman every time, any day. And then there was this Nigerian guy, the guy like, oh, Charlie, make me some nice drink. I made the guy a cocktail, and every cocktail I make the guy, he gives me $100. Oh. Yes. At
the same event?
At the same event.
So you bring him one,
yes,
and he
so
gives
like something different. I come to him and be like, oh, this is different from what you did to me. $100. By the time I realized on that day, I had about $700. Yes, 7 cocktails. Then that opened like me up. That opened me up to say like, no, then I think that I should work on this. So I had a few graphic guys and everything. I always have people around me, whether it's a carpenter or plumber. Like I always have people there. Because I think life is fun when you have people that can do stuff for you. Always around you, you know. So I called this guy Kweku, and like, listen, I want you to do like something for me. And then the guy came up, we met up, and I want this. And he did my first price list for me. You know, which was okay, you know, and today...
It was still a lot higher than the market charge.
Of course,
that you had.
No, if, you know, like, let's say, if your first car...
You started off that way, I get you.
If your first car was a Mercedes-Benz...
You're not going
to... You wouldn't go to buy a Toyota. You move to a Rolls Royce or a Maserati or something, like, you know, and that was it. Then right from there, we started building up. I had to join Instagram. And, you know, and it was not so big, so sometimes I had to use the guys at Vida Cafe, to use them to take... I like videos. So once I get a concept, after the concept, that's me. So if I have a concept, I have to do it. So I want to get somebody, let them act like they're drinking the thing, and I'll video it and I'll post it, you know, and boom. Like,
and it costs
we're here.
Amazing. Now, Michael, we're going to talk a lot more about Cocktail Laboratory and life now.
Okay.
In a few minutes here on the Natalie Fort Show. Do stay with us. You're welcome back to the Natalie Fort Show. Now I'm conversing with Kojo Michael, and well, it's, you know, I love how you put it that life is preordained. It's fate, really, and somewhere it just all pans out, and it panned out for you, and now you're here with Cocktail Laboratory. So you said you opened up your Instagram page. You always have people around you because you treat people well.
Very well.
That's what I pick up. At what point did you see that this was becoming lucrative business and full-time work for you?
Well, I wouldn't say like lucrative, too lucrative. I think it's passion. You know, I want to see people like have fun.
Happy.
I like to see people like very happy.
Yeah.
I would say that I love this drink. Like I love this. Like this is amazing. You know, and also because we came up with something that was very different. You know, we started the lantern concept. Okay, where we sell cocktails and lanterns. Yeah. Which was very different from what everybody is.
I've seen that online.
You know, you know, and everybody who's like, people don't know me behind the scenes. Like, people don't know me. Like, okay. You know, I'll tell you a joke. One time I went to take money for business. When I got there, the man's PA didn't know who I was and said that, excuse me, he said, please tell your boss that my boss says that he has to be at the event. I'm like, yes, please. Tell your boss that my boss, if he doesn't come, we're not going to pay the balance. I'm like, yes, please. And also tell your boss that my boss, if he's coming, should bring the receipt. Do you hear me? I'm like, yes, please. And then the man entered like, hey, Kojo, what's up? Charlie, Kojo, you're
what
doing
did
amazing.
She say?
I'm coming. You're doing amazing. No, this is really, really cool. Like, Kojo, I can see you everywhere. Hey, Charlie, why are you? And the girl looked at me, and I looked at her. And the man like, what happened? Something happened? I'm like, no, it's fine. It's fine. And then I left the scene. Then she called me that evening, like, I'm sorry, sir.
Sorry.
I'm like, well, you can be sorry, but you never know anybody.
Don't do that, right?
You know,
just address a person well, no matter
one time
what.
I went out with the Monin Africa manager, and people were addressing her. When I think somebody told like, oh, that's Cocktail Laboratory. So the girl told that it was the white man. So about white man, oh, I like your page, and the guy like, what page? You know, so I think
as well as people as
you know, people, and I don't blame people. Yeah, honestly, you know, but that's it. So I think it's passion, and every time the urge to want to do something different. You know, every time my team and I, we always have to come up with something different. Like every quarter, there should be something different about that. We should create a concept.
So you actually think about a concept with your team.
Yes.
A team of about how many?
We are currently for 6 people. That
you have a female on your team?
We used to have a female, but we don't.
But no, yeah. Are there lots of females in your industry?
There are a few amazing people who are famous in the industry, like Chara Mobile Bar, Cocktails, and Essential.
So they're quite
Tracy. There are quite a lot of people. Shiba, Mina, like there's quite a lot of people.
So what inspires these innovative concepts, like the drink and the lantern?
I think life is not boring, so you have to make it boring. You know, everybody's like highball glasses and all these things. But meanwhile, there are a lot of things to explore from. A lot of things. You know, I was in Milan, Madrid, earlier on in April. I went to Madrid to the best bar 2022 called Paradiso. Okay. It's the best bar in 2022. Yeah, I went there for training just to also see what they are doing differently for me. I'd never visited that page before. I just follow 50 top bartenders, and I saw like, okay, cool, I want to go there. I went there and I realized that we're actually doing really, really well because, you know, we have this lounge. I had this party where the client loves seafood and said, I want something with seafood. And I'm like, what can I do with seafood?
How are you going to do that?
How can I do with seafood? So I started asking people where to get like a shell or something from, you know, and I never even knew that we have like a very big shell. Yeah. So somebody showed me a place in Azim. I went all the way to Azim and I was able to get a very huge shell. So on that day of the event, we were serving cocktails in shells. It's on my page.
Yeah, I've seen it.
In big shell. And when the woman saw it, like, no, Kojo, this is fascinating. Yeah. How do you do this? And that's because drinks should not be boring.
It should not be boring.
It's not be
life
boring.
Should not
life
be
should not be boring.
Yeah.
And if life should not be boring, then drinks should not be boring.
boring.
As in, there should be something like innovative, like just do something different. Just be amazing. You know, so every time there should be something like a new concept, something very different, something extraordinary.
Out of the box.
Yeah.
something out of the box.
Every time, every
Yeah.
single time, yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
In business and with drinks and with life.
And with life as well too.
Yeah.
You know, like but there should be something very different.
Very different.
And I want people to know as like innovators, like we said at Pay, like we want to do something very different, you know. And and that's what we do.
And that's what
That's
you
what
do.
we do.
So did you ever want to be a doctor?
I wouldn't say no. I don't want to be a doctor, okay? But it's where I found, like, it's about branding, you know. As I have a master's in brand and communication at UPSA, so it's about branding for me. And even before having my master's, like, I understood standing out, you know. At first, when people see me, they laugh, like, hey, now, where are they? You know, and now I see people from not just in Ghana, but different parts of the world dressing like me.
Wow.
Yeah, and that one time I had an event for Moesha, Sweet Soul, and then she invited Mercy Ike, Mercy Big Brother Nigeria. Then she posted me with she holding lantern, and I tell you, it was fire. I remember once, like that time, for more than like a month on Twitter, like you see like cocktail about this, on Instagram, and people like, oh, you know, that kind of thing. So so it's amazing. It's amazing, and I'll tell people that this is about branding. You know, there's nothing extraordinary in life. It's about how you make it extraordinary. You may have to make it. It's about brand. It's about how you're able to sell
choosing
stuff.
to stand out.
You know,
and
choosing to stand out. You have to choose to say, no,
Yeah.
I want to do it like this. I want to do it like that, and then boom, it works for you. Yeah.
What's the future like? What's next for Cocktail Laboratory? I mean, I know you're going to keep innovating.
I don't know. The future is limitless. You know, if what Lucy at a point she disappeared, maybe I might disappear. I don't know. But it's going to be, you know, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be, I don't know. And it's going to be like, it's going to be fun. You know, The one of the things I want to do is to impact a lot into a lot of people. You know, so like do a lot of training all across like Africa, you know. Late last year, I was in Sierra Leone to train the bartending community in Sierra Leone. That was amazing.
That's big.
Yeah, you know. So these are things that we're looking at, and that's because Monin had to sponsor that for me to do that for the company. So the future is amazing, and I just can't wait to see how it unfolds. Yeah.
I'd imagine that your personal life is as bubbly as your professional life.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's it like?
It's always
Father, husband?
So I'm a father, I have 2 kids, and I always say family is private, and I say it every time, because I think social media is only to sell business, to sell what you can do.
I mean, there are a lot of people who put out their family on social media, and it's beautiful as well.
Yeah, it's them, it's a choice.
Yeah.
And as I said, for me, it's a choice. You choose to, you know, all my kids have an email address.
How old are they though?
So my daughter is 6 years, my son will be 4 years on the 9th of August.
Nice.
And they have email addresses with their pictures right from when they were born to every stage of their life, and it's in their email address. Once they turn 16, they have access to it, and that's it. If they want to post,
they can then decide what they want to do.
But if you look at life, it's me.
Yeah.
And for them, it's them. So family, it's like that.
Is that same for marriage?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't put out your wife?
No. Once the one when she fights with me, I put.
Wait,
Because she does.
you post her when she fights.
And one I said that
to make up with her, then she'll see that you posted it.
If I post you, will somebody give me money? You know, I remember one time my birthday, I didn't post on my birthday, not even myself. And it's like, what's wrong with you? Like, don't post it. Like, if I post, will somebody give me money? Or you even have people who don't even like to come and tell happy birthday. But deep within them, you have people who never even check up on you. Yeah. Never ever. Yeah. Like after 3 years, they'll come and oh, HBD, and it's simple HBD. But
it's not really.
It's not really, you know. So yeah. So for me, I rather focus on like on the fun part of life than
all of that.
Yeah.
But in spite of the fact that family is private, at this stage of your life now, where you're a father and a husband, what do you think it's done to you? How do you feel when you see your wife, your children? What emotions does it produce?
I remember when my daughter turned 6 years. You know, the night before, like I'm going to turn 6 years.
That's what she said.
You know, anytime I get home, she's like the first to welcome. You know, and something like, let's go to bed. You know, like she's and now the brother too is also copying it. So if she comes and sits here, the brother must not come and sit also here, and wife will be there. Like, you know, it's nice.
What does fatherhood mean to you?
fatherhood is everything for me because I realize that there are things that we never enjoy that we have to let our kids enjoy.
Yeah.
That's what I always say. You know, there are things that I never got access to, but kids must get access to it. If I can, why not? You know, and that's the most important thing because if you have to be left with me alone, I can choose not to work. Yeah, I'll just be a farmer.
Is that really what you're?
I'll do subsistence farming.
If it's like
of
you,
course, me alone.
yeah.
But once they are in the picture,
Motivate you
have to
do
make
more.
sure that you know. And these kids are they are fun, huh? You know, one time they call you like, can I have hamburger, popsicles, and watch and pizza? You know, that's
and you can't say no. Maybe to like.
Okay, so I'll tell you one thing. One time
Yeah.
I was in class. Okay, and my daughter called me. She normally calls me with the landline at home because she has never phone 6 years. She called me twice. I didn't pick up because I was in class and I'm in class.
You're studying,
you know. And I got home that night. She was asleep, so I couldn't talk to her and everything. And then when she woke up, she didn't say hello to me. And I'm like, "Hey, you didn't see me?" It's like, I called you yesterday, you didn't pick up.
Sounds like a girlfriend or a wife.
And I'm like, but I was in class. Yes, but I still didn't pick up.
Oh my. And she's
I'm like,
6.
I was in class learning. Yes, but I still didn't pick up. So she doesn't care if
she's
you're in
confident,
class. She cares. You didn't pick my phone up.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, and it's fun. You know, fatherhood is amazing.
Yeah.
You know, and shout out to fathers. Like it's amazing.
a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing. It's really a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
You know, something like this one, I have to make sure that she's done with the homework and to check and then sign. And she'll be going. You have to sign this part and open and sign here too and check and sign here too. It's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Good job on that as well. What do you do for fun? Outside of, I know, like drinks.
Travel,
fun,
explore. For me, it's.
Where's the best place you've been so far?
Best place? Ooh, I say one country that I always go to is Dubai every year.
Dubai, okay.
Because I think it has like almost the best of everything right there. Best of everything, you know. And it also makes you know that everything is possible in life.
Yeah, that is true.
Like
it's limitless. No
it's
impossibilities.
like everything in life is possible.
It's possible.
Because if they can turn a desert to like something amazing like this, and I tell you something like it's a place I go every single year. Almost every year, you see me hop
In Dubai?
Hop there. Yeah.
What are your favorite things to do there?
So visit the top bars every time the top bars, you know, and then also sometimes go to like to check what I can do differently. In terms of like how I can sell drink differently, like you know this backpack thing, like you know I go there buy stuff, like get this, get that, you know. Sometimes also just to explore the town, you know, like go to different market, different malls, see what different I can have. But most of the time it's just to go like which bar is trending, which bar is different, what are they doing in the bar, what makes them different from my business. Yo, we got to do that.
And you don't have a lot of friends, that's what she said.
No, I don't really have like lots of, no, I don't have, I'm not like I'm a bubbly person, like for me, if you bond with bond, if you gel with gel, like like let's tango, that's it. But but like not like a friend, okay, I come to your
large friend circle.
Yeah.
And Michael, you're going to be mixing, well, we're going to move to Fantastic in a few minutes. And that's, of course, why we've got all this back there. But do stay with us here on the Natalie Fort Show. Fantastic with Michael is next. You're welcome back to the Natalie Fort Show. It's time for the game segment, Fantastic with Michael. Now, Michael is going to be playing the mixologist, of course, because that's what he is. And he's going to be making me a cocktail. So, Michael, you wow me with an incredible,
no problem.
I trust you.
It's ready.
Cocktail in a minute. No more than a minute.
No problem.
No problem? Okay, so we've got our bar set up there. So let's go. So it's now time for Fantastic. And Kojo, you're playing the mixologist. Ready to mix? You have 1 minute to make me a wonderful, delicious, tasty cocktail.
Okay.
So we've got the timer running. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, let me wait for 5 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. Let's do it.
Okay. So what are you making me?
So I'm making you a Nut Delight. It's he has orange, pineapple, passion fruits, more tropical.
Nice.
Falernum syrup, one of my favorite syrups.
Okay.
And then there's going to be vodka in it.
A bit of vodka. All right.
Okay. A bit of almond syrup. All right. Then do like a double shot of vodka.
A double shot of vodka.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Which is an idea for every single drink.
Okay.
So there are 5 different ways of making cocktail. You have the step, you have the shake, you have the blend, you have the model, and this is one of them, shaking.
This is the shake.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Normally I try my cocktails first.
Okay.
No bad.
Not bad.
Let me
What are
change.
you adding? What more are you adding?
I want to change the color,
Okay.
like green.
So you said it's a nutty delight,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Wow. Three, we're almost reaching a minute. 2, 1. Time is up, Kojo. Time is up.
done.
Time is up. You're done.
Yeah, I'm done.
You're done.
But then what I want to do is
Okay.
that I want to make it like more different for you.
Oh,
So I
you
want
need
to
to
smoke
add.
it a little bit.
Okay, so it's past a minute, but you're just making it like
Yeah, like
tastier
just
for me.
making something very
It looks
different.
amazing already.
Okay.
Yeah.
You need to relax. Don't worry. You need to go to another process called add some flavor more to it.
So what's this process?
Just watch it.
Okay.
Okay, so the whole idea is I want to smoke the drink a little bit to add some wood flavor to it.
Oh, nice.
Okay. I told you it's our experience, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So the wood chips over here
Yeah.
get to go into the drink.
Like
Okay.
the flavor
And
of
then
the
it flavors
wood.
it up, right? So once you drink, you're not just drinking the cocktail, but then also the flavor of the wood gets engulfed into the drink. Then you guys have the whole experience.
So nutty
And-
delight,
yes.
right?
So it normally takes between 30 seconds for you to be ready.
Okay, so we wait for a few.
Yeah, just wait for a few seconds.
I'm looking forward to it. Good.
You will love it. Okay. And you ready?
Ready.
Steady?
Steady. Go.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Enjoy.
So nutty delight. Here we go.
There's one rule: nobody will just my cocktail.
Nobody?
Either you give-
No, but this is
either you
honest,
give
genuine.
$100 or $1,000.
So what do I have to give?
$1,000.
Kojo, it's delicious. Like, it's delicious.
Enjoy.
Delicious. Great job.
Thank you.
And thank you. If you had a glass, I'd have done,
Can I do cheers?
cheers. So,
For life.
cheers
For
to
To the future.
the future. Cheers to your success. Cheers to being on the Natalie Fort Show. And cheers to everything that you're doing with Cocktail Laboratory.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kojo. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you. And cheers to you all, my lovely viewers, for watching this episode of the show. We've got Star Woman coming up shortly.
In one word, she's purpose-driven, because I am advocate for divine purpose, and I believe that for everything we do here, everyone has a purpose, and through our gifts, talents, and our callings, we exhibit and fulfill those. Right, mine, I believe, will be to make an impact for people to be aware of, through the awareness of their divine purpose, and through that, I believe that by my service at church as a youth facilitator, and also by my service as a counselor in a few callings that I have around with the youth. I believe I'm doing that so far. Right, a typical day, I usually wake up, have my personal devotions, and after that I do some audio recordings, because I do voiceovers and all, but that's a personal one. I do audio recordings which has to do with devotions, and I broadcast them to friends and families. I can add you to it if you want. And then after that, I have an exercise routine, just a little one. And then I set up on my schedule, which I planned a day before. Yes. Professionally, I'm a multifaceted entrepreneur, but I will say a few about it. I am into interior design, and I'm one of the few female painters in Ghana, house painters to be specific, and I do portraits as well. So I'm actually a creative. And then I am into events management. And then I do some craftsmanship. I design handmade beaded accessories as well. I will say it's quite challenging, but I do enjoy it. And it brings me back to purpose. When you find yourself in what you're supposed to do, nothing seems like work. It rather seems more of an accomplishment, irrespective of the size of it. Now, I remember recently I had a call from one of my vendors, and we were supposed to have a seminar. I walk into the room and I find myself the only lady amongst 30 men. Every question I ask during question and answering seems a bit awkward because you raising up your hand is like, what's she doing here? But I rather found it exciting because then it made me realize that whatever I've been chasing ever since I was a kid, I was in that place. I'm in the place of my destiny. I'm in the center of it. And that's all that matters. So I was rather encouraged and very, should I say fulfilled? Yeah. Not yet. I'm not there yet, but it's a step further. I've lost many contracts because of that. Quite a number. So let me give you an example, especially when it has to do with male clients. They take me home, I send in a quote, I do an inspection, and then their wives find out that the person coming to do the work is a lady. And then the contract gets cancelled. I've had quite a number of that. So it doesn't stop me, but then it's more exciting when I find out that a lady wants me to paint, then it makes it easier. So that's one biggest challenge. And then the other, if I may add, will be with the ego of artisans. Most of them are male. I've had artisans tell me in my face that they can't take orders from a woman. Yes, but that's another huge challenge. But we move.
It empowers you, I guess.
It does empower me. Just to make them understand that when you meet a female painter or a female boss, you actually are getting good work ethics. Not to say the males aren't, but good work ethics, and then you get a motherly affection on the job. So it's more positive than negative. Wow. An ideal vacation would be no phone and definitely no disturbances, but more flying away, actually, outside Ghana. And the first place that comes to mind for now would be Japan. My Bible, my flats, as in flat slippers. And I think my perfumes, yeah.
Now, my guest Kojo worked from serving as a compound cleaner and now the CEO of his own business. So certainly, you should be proud of your hustle. He's always been proud of your hustle. Let's see who's next on Proud of My Hustle.
My name is Kofi Benjamin. This is my professional as a phone repairer. I've been in this work for like 10 years now. In this work, I've used it to achieve many things. I train people in school. I build house with it. I bought a car. I have a business. I have a shops, and I have many things. As well, I'm proud of what I'm doing, and I pray that God will surely bless me so that I can increase it in a bigger way. My name is Kofi Benjamin. I'm proud of my hustle.
Certainly, you should be proud of your hustle. Now, before we draw the curtains on the Natalie Fort Show tonight, as always, I like to leave you with a few words and inspired by Kojo's story. Many times in life, we are too particular about each and every detail turning out just as we desire. In his words, life is somewhat preordained and fate would eventually lead you to the right place. Most importantly, when you choose to see the positive in each and every situation. And so why not bother too much about everything turning up according to your definition of things, and just allow yourself to have a positive attitude and know that as you make the right decisions, everything will eventually pan out. As they say, let go and let God. Thank you so much for watching the Natalie Fort Show this evening here on GHOne Television, proudly sponsored by MTN, supported by the Movenpick Ambassador Hotel and Weller Dazzles. Until next week, have a lovely evening. We'll bring you more conversations that matter next time on GHOne Television.